Ladies, you are powerful, deserving of love, respect, and happiness. In our journey toward healthy relationships, we must cultivate self-respect and set boundaries that honor our worth. Today, I want to share 5 important things that women should never do with a man, not out of judgment, but to remind you that you are worthy of only the best. You deserve a partnership that lifts you up, nurtures your spirit, and allows you to grow. In relationships, especially romantic ones, it's easy to become so intertwined with another person that we lose sight of who we truly are. This happens slowly and subtly, often without us even noticing. We start to prioritize the needs, desires, and expectations of our partner over our own. Over time, our passions, dreams, and interests may be forgotten, and we may begin to measure our self-worth through the lens of the relationship rather than from within. It's important to remember that your individuality is not something to be sacrificed for the sake of love. You were born with unique gifts, talents, and a purpose that is solely yours. When we lose ourselves in a relationship, we give up the very essence of who we are. We stop pursuing the things that bring us joy, and instead we may focus all our energy on the relationship itself, often at the expense of our own personal growth. But true love does not require you to lose your identity. In fact, it should encourage you to embrace it even more. A healthy relationship is built on the foundation of 2 people who are strong, whole, and confident in who they are. It's not about 2 people merging into one, but rather about 2 individuals choosing to walk alongside each other, supporting and uplifting one another while also maintaining their own sense of self. When both partners are secure in their identities, the relationship has room to flourish in a balanced and harmonious way. Your passions, your hobbies, your interests, and even your dreams are what make you the unique person you are. When you stop pursuing them or suppress them to meet the needs of your partner, you begin to lose your connection to your own inner self. Your spirit is deprived of the things that once made you feel alive, and slowly you start to feel disconnected not only from your partner but from yourself. In healthy relationships, there is room for both individuals to grow. You are meant to continue evolving, learning, and becoming the best version of yourself, regardless of your relationship status. A loving partner will support your personal development and celebrate your achievements rather than expecting you to become a different version of yourself to meet their expectations. When you lose yourself in a relationship, you may find yourself suppressing your desires, avoiding confrontation, or sacrificing your own needs to keep the peace or make your partner happy. But the truth is that you cannot fully give love to someone else if you're not first loving and respecting yourself. It's also important to recognize that relationships can sometimes bring out the best in us, but they can also reveal unhealthy patterns of behavior. If you begin to find yourself giving up your own values or desires to maintain harmony in the relationship, this is a sign that something deeper may need to be addressed. Are you losing yourself because you're afraid of conflict or rejection? Are you compromising your needs because you don't feel worthy of having them met? These are questions to ask yourself when you feel like you're starting to fade into the background of your own life. Taking the time to nurture your own sense of self is crucial, both for your personal well-being and for the health of the relationship. The more grounded you are in who you are, the more confident and secure you will feel in your relationship. Your partner is not there to define you, complete you, or be your sole source of happiness. They are there to walk with you, support you, and love you as you are. The relationship should feel like a partnership, where both people contribute equally and respect each other's individuality. If you feel like you're giving up your passions, your dreams, or your values to make the relationship work, it's time to step back and reassess. Self-awareness is key to maintaining your identity in a relationship. Spend time reflecting on your needs and desires, and always be honest with yourself about what you want out of life and love. Set healthy boundaries that allow you to honor both your personal growth and your partner's needs. Remember, it's okay to have separate interests, activities, and friendships outside of the relationship. These things enrich your life and contribute to your happiness. When you feel happy and fulfilled as an individual, you bring that positive energy into your relationship, which in turn strengthens it. Ultimately, losing yourself in a relationship is not an act of love, but an act of self-neglect. By nurturing your individuality, you will not only improve your own well-being, but also create a healthier and more fulfilling partnership. Don't let anyone or anything cause you to lose sight of who you are. You are enough just as you are, and the right partner will see that and encourage you to be the best version of yourself. Never forget that your happiness and self-worth come from within, and when you remain true to yourself, you'll invite love that respects and celebrates the unique, beautiful person you are. Your values are the guiding principles of your life, the foundation upon which you build your beliefs, actions, and relationships. They reflect who you are at your core and define what you stand for. When we compromise our values, we are essentially turning our backs on our true selves, allowing external circumstances or people to dictate how we feel, think, and behave. In a relationship, compromising your values may seem like a small sacrifice for the sake of harmony or love, but it can have profound, long-lasting effects on your self-esteem, personal integrity, and overall happiness. When you allow yourself to compromise on your core beliefs, you weaken your sense of self. It's as though you're saying to yourself, "I don't deserve to honor what is important to me." You begin to erode your own sense of worth and undermine the very qualities that make you unique. Over time, this can lead to feelings of resentment, regret, and confusion because you are no longer living in alignment with your true nature. One of the dangers of compromising your values in a relationship is that it can create an imbalance in power and expectations. When you place someone else's needs, desires, or preferences above your own, you may start to feel like your voice is not as important, or worse, that your needs don't matter. True love does not ask you to sacrifice who you are or what you believe in for the sake of someone else's comfort or happiness. A healthy relationship is built on mutual respect, where both individuals honor each other's values, beliefs, and boundaries. Compromising your values can also lead to confusion about what you truly want or need in a relationship. When you constantly give up your own beliefs in order to please your partner or avoid conflict, you stop listening to your inner voice, the voice that guides you to what feels right and authentic. This disconnect from your inner wisdom can leave you feeling lost, uncertain, and unsure of who you are. Over time, this can erode your confidence and lead to feelings of dissatisfaction, as you may begin to wonder why you're not happy, despite being in a relationship. It's important to remember that your values are not negotiable. They are the essence of who you are. They represent your beliefs about what is good, right, and just in the world. Whether it's your values around honesty, trust, kindness, or independence, these are the principles that shape how you interact with others and how you show up in the world. When you compromise them, you are compromising the very foundation of your being, and this can cause lasting damage to your emotional and psychological well-being. A relationship should be a place where both partners feel safe, respected, and supported in expressing their values. If your partner does not respect your values or tries to persuade you to abandon them, it is a sign that the relationship may not be as healthy as it should be. In these situations, it's essential to evaluate whether the relationship is truly serving your highest good. Is it helping you grow as a person? Or is it stifling your individuality? Are you being encouraged to be the best version of yourself? Or are you being asked to become someone you're not? These are critical questions to ask when you find yourself in a relationship that challenges your core beliefs. It's also important to recognize that compromising your values doesn't just affect you, it affects the relationship as a whole. If you constantly give in to your partner's wishes or desires, you may start to feel like the relationship is one-sided. Your needs may go unmet, and you may begin to feel resentful or frustrated. Conversely, if you allow your partner to compromise their values to keep the peace or make you happy, it can create a toxic cycle of emotional dishonesty and unmet needs. Both partners deserve to be authentic and true to themselves, and that means being willing to stand firm in your beliefs, even when it's uncomfortable or difficult. When you don't compromise your values, you are showing up in the relationship as your true self. You are communicating honestly, openly, and respectfully, and you are creating space for your partner to do the same. You are not pretending to be someone you're not to please your partner, and you are not hiding parts of yourself to avoid conflict. Instead, you are creating a relationship where both individuals can be vulnerable, honest, and authentic, knowing that their values will be respected and honored. Staying true to your values also allows you to attract the right kind of partner, the kind who respects you for who you are and is aligned with your beliefs and priorities. When you settle for less than this, you may find yourself in relationships that feel draining, unfulfilling, or even toxic. But when you honor your values, you create space for a partnership that brings out the best in both of you. Never compromising your values is an act of self-love and self-respect. It is an affirmation that you are worthy of a love that honors you for who you truly are. You deserve a relationship where your beliefs, needs, and boundaries are respected, not one where you are asked to sacrifice them for the sake of someone else's happiness. Stand firm in your values and trust that the right person will love you for exactly who you are. When you honor yourself, you invite the love and respect you deserve. You are enough, and your values are an integral part of the beautiful, powerful person that you are. We often hear the phrase, "don't settle," and yet, in many areas of life, especially in relationships, it can be easy to ignore this advice. The truth is, settling for less than you deserve is one of the most harmful things you can do to yourself. It's easy to convince yourself that you can make do, that things will get better over time, or that you don't deserve more. But deep down, you know that settling is a sign that you are not honoring your worth or respecting the love and happiness you deserve. When you settle for less than you deserve, you are telling yourself that you are not worthy of the love, respect, and fulfillment you truly seek. Relationships should be built on mutual admiration, trust, and shared values. Anything less than that can slowly chip away at your self-esteem and happiness. It's important to remember that you deserve a love that inspires you, challenges you to grow, and encourages you to be the best version of yourself. You are worthy of someone who treats you with kindness, respect, and appreciation, and a relationship that nurtures your spirit rather than depletes it. It's easy to get caught up in the idea that you should settle because you fear being alone or worried that there's no one else out there for you. But in doing so, you are denying yourself the chance to experience a healthy, fulfilling relationship that aligns with your true desires. Love is not about settling for someone who simply meets the bare minimum of your needs or expectations. True love is about finding someone who compliments you, someone who accepts you for who you are, and someone with whom you can build a deep, meaningful connection. Settling also often stems from a lack of self-worth. If you don't fully believe in your own value, you may start to think that you don't deserve better. You may believe that this is as good as it gets, or that you must lower your standards to find love. But this mindset only leads to feelings of frustration and dissatisfaction. When you truly understand your worth, you will never settle for anything less than the love, respect, and commitment you deserve. Moreover, settling for less than you deserve can lead to feelings of resentment. When you compromise your needs, desires, or values for the sake of someone else, it's easy to begin feeling as though you are giving too much of yourself. Over time, this can lead to emotional exhaustion, and you may start to resent the person you're with or the relationship itself. It's important to honor your needs and desires, because when you ignore them, you're not just doing a disservice to yourself, but to the relationship as well. A relationship is not one-sided, and both partners should feel equally valued and cared for. One of the most powerful things you can do for yourself is to get clear on what you truly want and deserve. This requires self-reflection and a deep understanding of your values, boundaries, and desires. What do you want in a partner? What kind of relationship would bring you joy and fulfillment? When you're clear about these things, you can more easily recognize when someone is not aligned with what you want or need. You can also learn to walk away from situations or relationships that do not honor your worth and make space for the love you deserve. The importance of knowing your worth cannot be overstated. When you believe you are worthy of a loving, healthy relationship, you will not tolerate anything less. You won't waste time on people who are not willing or capable of giving you the respect, love, and care you deserve. And just as importantly, you will not compromise your happiness to please someone else or avoid being alone. In fact, the most empowering thing you can do is embrace your independence and wholeness, knowing that you do not need anyone to complete you. You are already complete, and the right partner will come along when you are fully aligned with your own self-worth. Settling is also a form of self-sabotage. When you settle, you create a life that is filled with dissatisfaction and unmet needs. You begin to tolerate behaviors and conditions that do not contribute to your happiness. This may come in the form of emotional neglect, poor communication, dishonesty, or a lack of respect. Over time, these compromises can accumulate and lead to feelings of unfulfillment, loneliness, and emotional pain. When you settle, you are essentially telling yourself that you're not worthy of the love, respect, and happiness that a truly healthy and supportive relationship can bring. In contrast, when you refuse to settle for less than you deserve, you take control of your own happiness. You put your needs first, and you create space for the right person to come into your life, a person who truly values you and aligns with your dreams, good values with your dreams, goals, and values. You open yourself up to the possibility of a deep, fulfilling connection that nourishes your soul and supports your growth as an individual. You must also recognize that there is no need to rush into a relationship simply for the sake of being in one. Time and patience are important when it comes to love. Settling because you're afraid of being single or because you feel pressured by others to be in a relationship only leads to more disappointment in the long run. Embrace the time you have to nurture your own growth, to focus on your passions, and to build a strong sense of self. When you take the time to fully know and love yourself, you will be in a much better position to invite the right kind of love into your life. You deserve a love that lifts you up, supports you, and challenges you to become the best version of yourself. Never settle for less than what you truly deserve, because you are worthy of everything your heart desires. Trust that the right person will come along when you are ready to receive them, and that your happiness is not dependent on anyone other than yourself. Love yourself fully, and you will never have to settle again. Respect is the cornerstone of any healthy relationship. It is the foundation upon which trust, love, and emotional intimacy are built. Without respect, relationships become unhealthy, toxic, and over time, damaging. Tolerating disrespect or abuse, whether emotional, physical, or verbal, is one of the most harmful things you can do to yourself. It diminishes your self-worth, erodes your sense of safety, and perpetuates a cycle of hurt that can be difficult to break. It is vital to recognize that you are deserving of love, kindness, and respect, and no one should ever make you feel otherwise. The first step in creating a healthy relationship is acknowledging your value. You deserve to be with someone who treats you with dignity and honors your feelings. Disrespect and abuse are never acceptable, no matter the circumstances. It is important to understand that respect goes beyond just polite behavior. True respect means valuing each other's boundaries, listening to each other's needs, and understanding that each person in the relationship is worthy of love, care, and equality. When you tolerate disrespect, you send a message to yourself that you are not worthy of better treatment. It starts small, with minor dismissals or hurtful comments, and over time the behavior escalates. At first, you may overlook the small things, convincing yourself that it's just a misunderstanding or that they didn't mean it. However, over time, these small moments of disrespect can accumulate and lead to deep emotional wounds. Tolerating disrespect teaches you that you don't deserve to be treated with the care and consideration that you should expect from any partner. It tells you that your needs, your feelings, and your boundaries are not important enough to be honored. But this is simply not true. You are worthy of being treated with love and respect at all times. Abuse, whether it is physical, emotional, or psychological, is never something you should tolerate. Abuse can leave lasting scars on your mind and body, and it can severely affect your mental and emotional health. No one deserves to be abused, no matter what their circumstances are. Whether the abuse is subtle, like constant belittling or gaslighting, or more overt, like physical violence, it is important to recognize that you have the power to remove yourself from these situations. Emotional and psychological abuse can be especially insidious because it doesn't always leave visible marks, but the damage is just as real. If someone constantly criticizes you, diminishes your achievements, or tries to manipulate your emotions to control you, this is a form of abuse. Gaslighting, in particular, is a common tactic in which the abuser causes you to question your own reality, leaving you confused and doubting yourself. Over time, emotional abuse can break down your self-esteem, leaving you feeling unworthy and uncertain. No matter what form it takes, abuse is never acceptable, and you should never tolerate it. It is important to recognize the signs of abuse early on and to trust your instincts. If something feels wrong in a relationship, it often is. Your intuition is a powerful tool that can help you identify situations where respect is lacking. Pay attention to how you feel in the relationship. Do you feel safe? Do you feel supported and loved? Do you feel like your partner listens to you and values your opinions? If the answer is no, it may be time to reassess the relationship and consider whether it is healthy for you. Setting clear boundaries is a crucial part of protecting yourself from disrespect and abuse. Boundaries are not walls that keep people out, but rather guidelines that ensure you are treated with the care and respect you deserve. When you establish boundaries, you make it clear to others what you will and will not tolerate. And when someone crosses those boundaries, it is important to speak up and take action. Silence or inaction only enables disrespectful or abusive behavior to continue. It is essential to remember that respect and love go hand in hand. A person who truly loves and respects you will never deliberately cause you harm. They will acknowledge your boundaries, listen to your feelings, and support you in your growth and well-being. They will treat you with kindness and empathy, and they will never try to manipulate, control, or belittle you. True love builds you up, empowers you, and makes you feel safe and valued. One of the most powerful things you can do for yourself is to set and uphold non-negotiable standards for how you expect to be treated. Do not allow yourself to stay in a situation where you are mistreated, whether it is by a partner, a family member, or a friend. You are not obligated to tolerate behavior that causes you pain or diminishes your self-worth. Ending a relationship that involves disrespect or abuse may be one of the most difficult decisions you make, but it is also one of the most important acts of self-love and self-care you can take. You are worthy of respect. You are worthy of love. You are worthy of a relationship that is based on mutual care, understanding, and kindness. Never settle for less than you deserve. If someone is disrespecting you or abusing you in any way, it is essential to recognize that you are not at fault. You deserve a healthy, loving relationship, and if the person you are with cannot provide that, then it is time to walk away. Remember, no amount of love or attachment should ever make you tolerate disrespect or abuse. Finally, if you find yourself in an abusive situation, please know that you are not alone. There are resources and support systems available to help you through this difficult time. You are strong, and you deserve to heal and move forward into a future where you are treated with the respect and love you deserve. Never tolerate disrespect or abuse. You are worthy of a life filled with love, kindness, and peace. Loving yourself first is one of the most powerful things you can do for your well-being and happiness. It may sound simple, but for many it can be one of the hardest things to practice. We are often taught from an early age that love means giving to others, prioritizing their needs, and putting ourselves last. While caring for others is important, it should never come at the expense of your own well-being. Loving yourself first is not about being selfish or narcissistic. It's about recognizing your worth, nurturing your soul, and making sure that you are whole and fulfilled before you give to others. When you love yourself, you establish a deep sense of self-worth. You realize that you are worthy of love, respect, and care simply because you exist, not because of what you do for others or how others perceive you. Self-love begins with accepting yourself, flaws and all. It's about acknowledging your strengths, embracing your imperfections, and forgiving yourself for past mistakes. Loving yourself first allows you to step into your true power and realize that you don't need to seek validation from others to feel worthy. You are enough just as you are. Self-love is the foundation of a healthy relationship with yourself and with others. If you don't love yourself first, it becomes difficult to establish boundaries or to recognize when someone else is treating you poorly. When you don't value yourself, you may find yourself tolerating disrespect, abuse, or unhealthy relationships because you don't believe you deserve better. Loving yourself means knowing that you deserve respect, kindness, and unconditional love not only from others but from yourself. You are the most important person in your life, and when you show yourself the love and care you need, you will be in a better position to offer love to others. Loving yourself also means taking care of your physical, mental, and emotional health. It's about paying attention to your body, listening to its needs, and providing it with the nourishment, rest, and movement it requires to feel energized and strong. It's also about caring for your mind by nurturing positive thoughts and protecting yourself from negativity. Practicing self-love means creating space for yourself to heal, to relax, and to grow. It involves engaging in activities that bring you joy, peace, and fulfillment, whether it's spending time with loved ones, pursuing a passion, or simply taking time to rest and recharge. When you practice self-love, you are more likely to make choices that align with your needs and values. You will prioritize your own well-being, set healthy boundaries, and make decisions that honor your true self. This doesn't mean that you will always act in ways that benefit only you. It's not about being self-centered. Instead, it's about recognizing that when you take care of yourself, you are in a better position to care for others. You cannot pour from an empty cup, and you cannot offer love and support to others if you do not first give that love to yourself. One of the most important aspects of loving yourself is letting go of perfectionism. Many people struggle with the idea that they have to be perfect to be worthy of love or success. But perfection is an illusion, and it often leads to feelings of inadequacy, frustration, and self-criticism. Loving yourself means embracing your imperfections and understanding that you don't have to be flawless to be valuable. You are worthy because you are human, and being human means experiencing both strengths and weaknesses. When you accept yourself fully imperfections and all, you free yourself from the burden of needing to meet unrealistic expectations and allow yourself to grow, evolve, and learn without fear of judgment or failure. Loving yourself also requires practicing self-compassion. We all make mistakes and have moments of doubt, but it's important to show yourself kindness during these times. Instead of beating yourself up or engaging in negative self-talk, try offering yourself the same compassion and understanding that you would extend to a friend. Self-compassion helps you move through challenging times with grace, learning from your experiences rather than being consumed by shame or guilt. The way you speak to yourself is also an important part of self-love. Negative self-talk can be damaging and can reinforce feelings of unworthiness and inadequacy. The language you use to describe yourself can either lift you up or tear you down. When you love yourself, you choose to speak kindly to yourself, replacing criticism with encouragement and support. Treat yourself with the same gentleness and respect that you would offer to someone you love deeply. Loving yourself first creates a strong foundation for building healthy, fulfilling relationships. When you have a deep sense of self-love, you will naturally attract people who treat you with respect and care. You will also be better equipped to engage in relationships that are balanced, where both partners honor each other's needs, values, and boundaries. Self-love sets the standard for how others should treat you and allows you to walk away from situations or relationships that do not serve your highest good. Self-love is not something that happens overnight. It's a lifelong journey. It requires ongoing practice, reflection, and self-awareness. It's about taking small steps every day to nurture and care for yourself. Whether it's setting aside time for self-care, forgiving yourself for past mistakes, or simply reminding yourself that you are worthy of love, every act of self-love strengthens your relationship with yourself and enhances your overall well-being. Remember that loving yourself first is not an act of selfishness, it is an essential act of self-preservation. When you love yourself, you empower yourself to live authentically, pursue your passions, and build meaningful relationships. You set the tone for how others treat you and create a life that is rich with joy, fulfillment, and peace. Never forget that you are worthy of all the love you give to others, and by loving yourself first, you open the door to a life filled with love, abundance, and self-acceptance. You are deserving of a love that celebrates you, honors your boundaries, and empowers you to be your best self. Remember, your worth is immeasurable, and the right relationship will uplift you. Let us walk with confidence, knowing that the love we seek starts with the love we give ourselves. Trust your inner wisdom, set your boundaries with grace, and never settle for less than the love you truly deserve. You are worthy. Always remember that.